BNN.
Do 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 do.
BNN.
Do 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 do.
BNN.
Do 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 do.
Hello and welcome to Big Nostalgia Mario Party 2 with me, VicStar.
And me, haddowinc.
So today, as I have said already, I pre-jumped the gun. We are discussing Mario Party 2 N64.
Yes.
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 Yes! Party! So, of course, this was the first version after the well-received Mario Party.
Mm-hmm.
It has gone on for like 8 now?
No, more.
More than 8?
So there's been 10 numbered ones,
Yeah.
and there's been like Mario Party Advance, and now there's Super Mario Party, which came out recently for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a Mario Party DS, and a Mario Party like on the 3DS. So there's been over 10.
So it's one of those things that Nintendo decided to run with, like quite a lot of the Mario series. But this, of course, was the came out in 2000. Well, it came out in Japan, December 1999, awesome year, and then in other regions in 2000. And it was the first version of this game to do quite a lot of things. So this was the first one that officially had themes for the board. In the Mario Party 1, you could play as the characters, but when you went onto a board, you kind of stayed in your regular kind of outfit. Whereas this one, in Western Land, you're cowboys. In Horror Land,
You're wizards.
you're wizards. Totally remembered that.
In
How-
Mystery Land Explorers.
Yeah. What are all the different lands, Haddowinc?
So, working my way around the map thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's Pirate Land, Yarhar,
Yar-har.
Western Land, Yeehaw,
Yeehaw.
Space Land, Pachow Pachow,
I would have gone beep boop.
Beep Boop. Yep. Mystery Land, woo. And then Horror Land, which I guess is also woo. Because there's ghosts.
What's the name? Difference between Mystery Land and Horror Land?
So Mystery Land was the one that took place by the ruins, and you were dressed up as explorers.
Oh, okay, so more like mysteries, as in like
Indiana
ancient
Jones,
Egyptian,
yeah.
Indiana Jones. Okay.
And then there was Bowser Land, which you unlocked by just playing them all once.
Yeah, and Bowser Land, you stayed the same because Bowser was just like, meh, for my land, we're all the same.
Bowser was like, for my land, it's just casual. The dress code is casual.
But I did love the little videos you got at the end. Of course, Bowser dressed up as well for each of the land, and they all had like a big story theme around it, like
Yeah.
getting the gold or
Yeah, you always got
finding
the
the treasure.
introduction. So it was Cap'n Bowser, or I think it was like Gunslinging Bowser or something. And then Emperor Bowser of the Universe.
Of course,
Which
because
meant-
let's be honest, Bowser was trying to do that before it was cool.
I was going to
as
say that
in
just then
Mario
inadvertently
Universe.
inspired Mario Galaxy.
Yeah. So yeah, this game was the first one to bring out stuff like that. In the original Mario Party, you didn't have anything like that. Also, in this one, it's the first time we really see the battles, items, and duel mini games, because that wasn't really a big input in the first Mario game. And of course, you gotta love that aspect of it. There's actually 65 mini games in the Mario Party 2 altogether, and I don't think that actually includes some of the battle ones and some of the duel ones as well.
Yeah, so the duels were you either had to use a dueling glove and slap the other person, as is old-fashioned tradition.
Oh yes, it was a white glove though. It always made me think of magicians.
No, it was like a glove like you'd slap somebody with and be, I challenge you to a duel.
You fiend!
And then the battle mini games, if you land on the battle mini game square, it'd be either 10, 20, or I want to say 50 coins.
Yeah, and of course, depending on your position, depended how much you got out of it. Some of them, you could win them all if you were first player, couldn't you? If the other players were that rubbish.
Well, I was going to say, I think it depended on how many coins everyone had and also how far into the game you were.
Yeah.
But if it was more coins than some people had, it'd just take all their coins.
Yeah.
So it meant you could either wipe someone out, or they would just benefit greatly because they'd win.
Yeah, if you had
And
2
you'd be-
coins to like 100 coins,
Yeah,
boom.
if you only paid 2 coins in and managed to get like 50 coins out, then you'd be laughing and everyone else would be annoyed.
You'd be giggling to the bank, my friend. But yeah, I really enjoyed the jewels. I thought that was a really good way because, of course, with Western Land and with Pirate Land, it was a very nice thing to kind of add on to those experiences. And of course, with Pirate Land, you'd be walking around and knock the gun out of the other person's
That's
hand
Western Land.
in surprise. Oh, was it not Pirate Land?
Pirate Land.
Pirate Land was sabers, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
That was it.
Whoever input the buttons first.
Yeah.
So you go ding, 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 and then you disarm them.
And they'd be like, what?
And then Western Land was the guns. Space Land was disarming the bombs.
Yeah, it was.
Mystery Land was... It's those really weird mushroom statue things.
Oh, and didn't you have to like?
Weren't you just pressing like A and B, A and B, and...
You had to like chisel them down, or was that another mini game?
That was a different mini game.
Oh.
No, this one was really weird. It was like yellow energy, and you're going like...
Oh yeah. No,
and then the
didn't
2
it fall
mushroom
into
statues like would go against each other, and one would knock the other out of the way.
Yeah, but didn't it go into potions?
That was Horrorland, because you're wizards making potions.
And of course, Mystery Lands. Yeah, it's
And then they were like, well, we've run out of ideas, so Bowser Land was rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
But it was Bowser, Mario, Peach. Because Mario defeats Bowser, Bowser captures Peach. I guess Mario can't bring himself to fight Peach, so Peach wins that one.
Yeah, she just, flutters her eyes and promises him cake.
Hmm.
So, Mario Party 2 was, of course, the next game on after Mario Party 1. Its game director, Kenji Kikuchi, who was a game director on the first one, really wanted to see what he could do with the franchise. And as I said earlier, the game first released in Japan in December 1999, other regions in the 2000s. This game just wanted to really see where they could take the party. I mean, it had a lovely little storyline to begin the game that kind of set it all up, like set the scene as it was.
Like other Mario games, it was like a stage play, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're all sitting in the audience, and then it was just the main ones coming out after Bowser. But what did Bowser steal? Did he steal the stars again? Because I don't think he stole Peach, because Peach was one of the guys going, let's go after him.
That's a good point. So...
Or maybe they just, because
like,
it was Bowser.
They were like, oh, there's this new place, let's call it Mario Land. And then I think Wario was like, no, we should call it Wario Land.
And then Peach came in, and
it
was like a
Peach Land.
Yeah, it was like a little spotlight, wasn't it?
Mm.
And she kind of stood there, let's all get along and let's just call it Peach Land, and everyone's just like, sake. But so it had like a story, but I suppose with any sort of Mario Party games, it's just an excuse for the different worlds.
Just a framing device, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the general game wise, you picked a character, you picked how long the game you wanted it to be, how many rounds. Even like the shortest amount of rounds you could do did take a while.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like
20 was the shortest.
If you think that's 20 with everyone having a round and having a mini game afterwards, it was quite an extended game.
Yeah, like it was 20, 35 or 50, which I don't think I've ever done a full 50-turn game. Don't think I've quite got the stamina for it.
I wonder how long that would actually take. If 20 hypothetically takes about, 40 minutes?
40 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
So it'd be like over 2 hours.
Wow, on
that
one game.
Is one hell of a party.
That is, that Mario Party know how to party like the Excellent Party, oh yeah.
Like, I know what you were trying to do there.
Yeah, and it failed.
Words escaped you a bit.
Yeah. But, so of course, and then these boards were quite similar. They had like special things like the pirate ship board. There was a bridge and you crossed it and the pirate ship could shoot at you and send you back to the beginning.
Yeah, if you landed on the happening square.
The happening square. And there wasn't there Mystery Land? Wasn't there a whole different section that you could get to if you went through a special shortcut?
Yeah, so you did like Mystery Land, the happening spaces moved you to the next area. But there was like an area you could get almost stuck in.
Yeah.
Because you could use there was UFOs as well, was like you could use and get from one corner to the other if you remember.
There was.
And sometimes the UFO would randomly drop you there as well and be like,
Seriously.
sucker.
Seriously. But I think the great thing about it was the standard. Like, you could go... The aim of the game, obviously, is to collect as many stars as possible and have the most money. If you had more stars than money, you would be higher up because stars were worth more than money. But say no one got any stars and you had the most money, then you'd be in first place. So it was a constant sort of competition because the person who won, obviously, would be in the little video at the end and be ultimate winner of that game. Yes. So I think it did it in a friendly enough way. Although, big problem I have is those stars that are given at the end. That could literally put you from first place all the way through to last.
I was going to say, Mario Party 2 is just a game you want to play for arguments.
Yeah, because you'd think, why did that person get that star? Why? I don't get it. How? Some of them I could, like, the person had the most money throughout the game or whatever it was. But sometimes it was just like, oh, you were included. Here's a star.
Although the money for the person who got the most coins throughout, we always thought was like, that person's probably already winning.
They had the most money. Suspicion tells me. But to collect the stars, you'd go around the board. Once someone had brought a star, which was normally 20 coins.
20 coins.
That star would move to a different area. And then that place would be moved into Baby Bowser's square, didn't it?
Yeah.
And of course then that deduct coins or take coins or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So if you were literally like racing towards a square and they got there first and they brought the star, you were kind of in trouble.
Yeah. So another thing on the development, just as something, because obviously we'll probably never do the original Mario Party because we didn't play it as much. And obviously there's if I was talking about Mario Party 2, there's not really any point covering number 1 and number 3 because they're both the N64 ones.
Yeah.
But this one took away a type of minigame that the first one had, which was rotating the analog stick as fast as you could.
Oh, I bet that.
But that literally...
busted a lot of analog sticks.
No, what the problem was, people used the flat of their palm to do it as quick as possible and ended up with massive blisters.
Oh.
So Nintendo actually had to put out a thing saying, don't
do this.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like they gave actual for free if you contacted Nintendo during the period after its release of the first game, you get like a special thumb protector or something. So go nuts. But that's like something
Nintendo.
that obviously you can see why it'd be like a gameplay mechanic is like rotating the analog stick, but it's just obviously people get super into it and end up injuring themselves. And to be honest, those analog sticks and those N64 controllers were dangerous as they were.
Did you know as well, this was the first Mario Party and currently the only Mario Party to be released on a virtual console. I don't think it went down very well. And of course, this is not a virtual console as we know today. This was a virtual console of the 90s.
Is it the virtual console of the 90s or is it the Wii's virtual console?
If you know the answer to that question, please leave it in the comments below. I definitely did research. So
Big Nostalgia is the #1 research show on YouTube. If you think you found a show more researched, they're lying. They're making everything up. We know everything apart from that. Continue.
Anyway, another aspect of the game that I quite liked, which I don't believe was in the first one, was Boo the Ghost.
I can't remember actually. Might be.
Boo the Ghost, of course, you could go to him and he would steal money from the other guys for you for a cut of the profits. He'd ask you for like 5 coins, whatever. But he would also go and steal stars from other people, which could really, really piss people off. I mean, it was hilarious to be like, haha, I know you have all the stars, me take one. Ah.
I played this game quite a bit with a pair of friends of mine that were a couple, and that just ended up in domestic arguments. Don't you steal that star from me? And the thing was, with the coins, you could at least, the person had the chance to mash A and reduce the number of coins.
Yeah, but I never thought that really worked.
It worked better for the CPUs, believe it or not.
Those CPUs. Grrr.
Like, if you had like the CPU difficulty on hard, they'd just be like shaking Boo like crazy, and you'd be like, Boo would be like, oh wow, I only managed to get like a coin, and you went, oh, that
Seriously.
wasn't worth it. Whereas like, I swear for any player, it didn't really matter. It'd always take somewhere in the high teens.
But at the end of each round, you'd have a mini game. Now these mini games was normally split up into everyone against all, but occasionally, definitely if someone was in the lead, or if people were like close to each other, that would end up in 2 versus 2 or 1 versus 3.
It was landing on the blue and red squares.
Oh, that's how you got the numbered ones.
Yeah, so if 3 people landed on blue and 1 person landed on red, it'd be 3 versus 1.
Yeah.
And then if you landed on a happening or like chance time or something, the green ones, it would randomly
Select
blue or red.
But I like that aspect, the 1 against 3, 2 against 2, and all against all, because it gave different dynamics to the games. Like, of course, with the 1 against 3, it was normally, I remember ones where someone was shooting and then the other 3 were like running around.
Yeah.
Like the bowling one and like the shooting gallery one.
Yes,
Whereas
the archery one, isn't it? Yeah.
The archery one. Whereas, of course, 2 versus 2 is pretty obvious. Normally teams against each other trying to collect or push off, and then, of course, all against all. But it did bring another aspect to the game.
I know, of course, the favourite one, moved to the music.
Oh, goodness, that was always fun.
Always fun for the one person, not so much for the 3 trying to copy.
Yeah, because you could literally make it spin round, go back up again, and the people watching it are like, huh? And fail.
Yeah.
Those heads. Whatever the music. I was about to do. Not that music.
Gonna say, can't even imagine. I don't think those dance moves would have fit that music.
No.
Like Mario jumping up into the air, like woohoo.
The ones that I could remember, the games. There was a crane game.
Oh, that one was annoying.
Yeah.
Because the thing is,
all you could do is literally wiggle, and not even that hard.
Like, all you needed to do was wiggle when the crane was, like, going to grab you. And you could really, like, go for it for, like, a second and the crane would drop you.
So, as the person using the crane, it was very annoying. But I also found sometimes being the little toy, if you didn't do it at the right point, you literally could be wiggling and wiggling and wiggling. Ah, they got me. No.
So, and yeah, the 3 versus, those lights out.
Oh my goodness.
The 3 giant light bulbs.
The disc, where everyone got dizzy. And had
Dizzy
to try
dancing.
Dizzy dancing, had to get back to the middle.
Yeah, because that just jumbled up the control. So basically whoever worked out how
which way
was to the middle first. Bumper balls.
Yeah. The ghost one where it chases you in Luigi's mansion.
Well, this is
on skateboards.
This is pre-Luigi's mansion. But yeah, it was skateboarding through a haunted mansion to get away from...
Boo. Giant King Boo, it looked like. Not regular Boo on the map. Big old Boo. And the one where you had to sneak to get out.
Yeah,
the barrels.
Sleeping chomp.
That
Chain
was it.
chomp.
Yeah, and if you didn't get back... When his bubble burst, if you didn't get back in, he would throw you off the edge or something. So all you had to do is literally... You didn't have to really be the fastest. You just had to make sure you get back in your barrel. Definitely if everyone else sucked.
I was going to say, if someone's going off ahead and not paying much attention, then you don't want to try and outpace them because they're likely to get themselves caught.
Yeah.
So you needed to be smart.
Smart.
There's sledding in the penguin sleds. There's 2 versus 2.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about that one. That one you could easily go off the edge. So again, another one where it's better to go slow and steady, because if you try and go fast, you normally go off the edge and the other people win anyway.
Yeah.
There's a couple of times that neither team got to the end.
Yeah, and then you just get the da 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 raw. And also you had ones with time limits, ones without, so some games could go on for a while.
Wasn't there that crane one where you're actually in a little mini crane and you had... Oh no, it was a digger one.
That was a battle mini game.
Yeah, that was a battle mini game.
Yeah.
Where you were collecting money. Because battle mini games, you collect money to try and get the most money out of the collection pot.
Yeah, it was usually something... It usually wasn't a win-lose scenario. It was like a ranked. So
yeah,
that one was
money.
Mushrooms. It was a rotating thing with mushrooms on it, and there was golden mushrooms. And you were trying to get... Basically Hungry Hippos, when I think of it.
No, but what about the sand one, where there was a creature in the middle and it turned the sand?
Oh, that was a regular... that was a 3 versus 1, and everyone kept the money that they got.
Oh, yeah, because the the one against was the monster in the middle. Monster in the middle.
Well, it was a Koopa-fied version of your character.
Yeah.
And they'd likely get the most money because they could control the sand.
And mess it up for everyone else. But yeah, those are a couple of the ones that we remember and our favourites.
Yeah.
As for characters, I mean, let's be honest, it's a Mario game. So you've got your traditionals, Mario, Peach, Yoshi, Luigi. But of course you had Wario as well and Donkey Kong.
Yep.
There's only 6.
Yeah, these were back in the days when like 6 characters were like a good selection for a game.
Yeah, you didn't need more than that. It was literally bog standard. But of course, there was only the max of 4 players at one time.
And I'm pretty sure it was Donkey Kong whose description, because when you're doing the CPU selection, they had descriptions. And it was Donkey Kong loves happenings.
Yo.
He just loves them.
Just love them. But I think that's a nice selection.
Yeah,
There's no one that you feel was missing. Was it? Did I say Yoshi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, back in those days, that was pretty much the gang. Like,
Yeah,
Mario Kart
really
64 had Toad and Bowser. Obviously, Bowser was the villain and
Maybe.
Toad was the guide.
He was the narrator, wasn't he, of the story?
Kind of, yeah. Because he got dressed up as well. Like, but he dressed up in, he dressed up like a boat.
In a boat. Oh, do you remember? And then he got really excited and it looked like he was having fun times with the boat.
I think it was when he was on the broom as well. Didn't look completely great.
No, look it up. It's funny.
And then, but when you go to Bowser Land, it was like that was back when they had like mini Bowsers, because there was no Bowser Jr. at that point.
Yeah, well, there was literally just Baby Bowser, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Was he called a Baby Bowser, though?
Yeah, I think he was called Baby Bowser, because it wasn't, obviously Bowser Jr. was Mario Sunshine.
Yeah. And of course, there wasn't any
and
Baby
there was,
Mario,
multiple of them.
Yoshi's Island.
How many children has Bowser had?
He's had a whole flock by now. But then again, let's be honest, Mario has cloned himself. Nearly every one of the main characters has now cloned themselves into a baby version.
Cloned? Or gone back in time?
I'm going to go cloned because they look too much like their counterparts.
So does the version of you that you go back in time and get, because that is you.
No, I mean clone as in evil scientist in a lab. But I'm sure it all gets described as stalks. Yes, stalks.
VicStar will be back with her new series on Mushroom Kingdom conspiracy theories. Have you ever seen Luigi and Mario in the same place? Are they the same person?
I like the fact that Mario and Luigi were brothers back in the original and they had the same surname. These days I'm not really sure of who has what surname and why Luigi and why Mario. They're supposed to be like the counterparts.
You mean Wario?
Wario, yes.
Mario.
Mario. But I don't know. It's just how the whole Nintendo thing has developed to make more characters and more elements.
Yeah, because it's weird, because Wario and Waluigi the voice actor for them, Charles Martinet, doesn't think of them as brothers either, because that's the official thing is that they aren't. He's like...
Who said they're brothers then?
I think it was just assumed.
Oh.
But
they could be friends.
His description was... He described them as 2 nice evil guys that found each other.
Aww.
But basically, Waluigi was just a doubles partner for for Wario and Tennis, and then he's got.
Tennis has a lot to answer for creating characters such as Daisy. I was surprised there wasn't another fruit. Peach. I don't know, apple. Plum. It's peach and plum.
And also, Daisy wasn't invented in Mario Tennis.
Oh, was she not?
No, Daisy was the princess in Super Mario Land on the Game Boy. So, they brought her back from, like, obscurity.
And now she's kind of a sort of main character. I mean, Luigi couldn't be single forever.
True. Although it's only really, like, very vaguely alluded to, isn't it?
I feel like we've got off topic slightly.
Yeah, I feel we've not been talking about Mario Party for the last few minutes.
Sorry.
We're talking about the wider Mushroom Kingdom.
Well,
Politics.
it kind of came under characters because, of course, the character range is so big these days.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to say Mario Party 8, which was one of the ones we had on the Wii, had like 15 characters or something.
So I'm just saying how I like the traditionalist, more smaller amount of characters. Literally, you've got four players. There's bound to be 2 losers. And it was, for us, I think it was mainly Wario and Donkey Kong.
Well, they didn't get used.
Yeah. I feel Mario would have got used quite a lot. I didn't like Luigi, but everyone else seemed to. I think I used to use Peach a lot, maybe being the only girl.
I think it was mixed up a decent amount.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone lost too much.
No.
There weren't any major losers.
No major
Just
losers.
minor losers.
So the design of the game was quite a simple one. I mean, let's be honest, you've got a world menu screen and each map is a board, which makes sense with the party. I mean, later Mario Party games has gone all 3D and jumped across and jumped back, and I'm thinking of the Donkey Kong one from Mario Party 8 we played.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Mario Party 8 ones had like those separate DK squares you could land on. You go to a different part of the map.
Yeah. And you kind of got in a cannon and got shot across.
Yeah. That's the thing, these felt like board games almost.
Yes. Out of a Mario Party aspect, if your party is a board game party, like most parties should be, it felt like a board game. There had places, you had special moves, but it was literally the first version, one of the first versions of a more computer-generated board game. A literal computer-generated board game. But I liked it. I mean, you rolled a dice, which could be another reason for arguments.
And the thing is, because you could only go one way around the map, it wasn't too confusing either.
No, I mean, there was certain points where you could choose which way you wanted to go. Like I'm thinking on the pirate map, you could choose to go round the same bit again or across to the other.
And sometimes you had to unlock doors with keys.
Yeah, but that was to make a shortened version.
Yeah.
I suppose it all depended, like most games, where the star was. And the fact that the star wasn't in a specific area, it could change, was a great way of using like your extra keys or moving to a different area. And as I said earlier, with the whole, if someone got there just before you, it did screw you over because it was a one-way street.
Yeah, you couldn't just turn around and walk back. And I think there was a finite number of places where the star could come in, because I remember it seemed to be, it was a selection of like 10 different squares, so it was never really the same, but...
Wasn't there a bank as well?
Yeah, so if you walked past the bank, you lost 5 coins. If you land on the bank, you got all the money the bank has. Very accurate to how I believe banks work in real life. Every time I walk past the bank, they're like, give me £5. But as soon as I go in, they're like, you get the money!
Oh, audience, if only it worked that way. And of course there was, in certain levels, like I keep going back to the pirate one, it's the one I probably played the most, the shark.
Yeah.
You could pay him money to get across quicker. And that was a whole different island that you could get across to, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, he didn't have an option in it either. He was like, pay me money and get my back, and you're like, okay.
But again, it all depended sometimes who went first, who had the highest roll, which again was another quote unquote randomized option where sometimes it felt quite unfair that someone managed to boop and get 1 and boop and get 10.
Well, that's the thing. At the end of the day, you couldn't, like... It's not a game of skill.
No. It's a game of complete and utter potluck.
Like, you can do well in the mini-games. That's possibly the only bit where skill might come in more. Even the battle mini-games were designed more around luck. Like, there was that one where it was Bowser's head and you had to choose a plunger. You might blow up the head.
Oh, yeah. That was funny. Yeah, that was a funny game. But again, what are the chances? I think, though, for kids, which obviously is what this main target audience is, as a kid, we never really saw the potluck system, did we?
No.
So it was quite enjoyable / annoying, depending which way your luck went. But it was an enjoyable game, as in you really didn't know what the outcome is. And when you used to go, yeah, I'm the winner, you didn't really realise how lucky you were.
And also, if you set the CPUs to easy, as we probably did most of the time when we were kids, the CPU was really dumb.
Yeah.
Like, the CPU would use its key to open a door and then not go through it.
Yeah. You'd be like, should I go for the door instead?
And then, like, the main effect that had, I think, was more on the mini games, because obviously you'd be able to beat the CPUs easier and then with more money.
I don't think I've ever tried, like, hard or extra hard.
You unlocked extra hard, didn't you? Because there was, like, a rainbow colour in its background, if you remember.
Yeah.
Because it was, like, blue was easy, yellow was medium, and then, like, red was hard. It was, like, rainbow for extra hard. Because that's what you think when you see a rainbow.
You think, oh, extra hard.
A difficult challenge.
So some of the things that I found out about this game, some of the more random things I found out about this game. This game, Mario Party 2, is the first Mario game to be officially translated into Spanish and Italian. More useless information, audience.
Well, it's quite interesting because, like, it wasn't until the 3DS years that Nintendo games started getting translated into, I think, Russian and Polish or something.
Mm.
So you think it probably started as just, like, Japanese English, and then it took, that long to get stuff in Spanish, Italian.
I suppose Nintendo is still... I suppose it's only Mario Party 2 is still reasonably early on.
Yeah, but I was going to say it's, like, still, 14 years after the NES.
But that is the Mario Party 2 is the first Mario game. There might have been other games on it that was Spanish and Italian, but this was their first official Mario game.
Well, I was going to say one that definitely did, we played it enough, banjo-kazooie, because it always opened up on the first screen with the choose your language.
Yeah, I suppose. It did, yeah. But out of all the games to start translating into Spanish and Italian, they chose this one.
Right, it's because they wanted to bring the party worldwide.
Party like a Mario Party 2 party. No party.
Are you trying to say, like, there ain't no party like a Mario 2 party?
Maybe.
And is that reason because a Mario 2 party don't stop?
No, it don't stop. Don't stop.
Whoop whoop.
So, what do we feel about the Mario Party 2 game as a whole?
Well, I think it solidified the series. Because Mario Party 1 was alright.
But it was kind of like a beta testing. I mean, Mario Party 1 had a lot... I haven't actually played it myself, folks, but I've heard that there was a lot of issues, and the Mario Party 2 actually managed to hit more of the target audience, what they were looking for in a party game.
Actually comparable in a way to the main series Mega Man series, because Mega Man 1 came along, set a lot of the series rules, and was a very decent game, but then it was Mega Man 2 that fully realised the concept and is the one that I think is the most well-known and well-remembered.
Yeah.
And then went on to have far too many games, and is now on Mega Man 11.
Wow.
And the Mario Party series was the same, because then they were at one point releasing Mario Party games once a year.
I'm glad they've stopped that. But like, it's no wonder they got up to 10.
Well, the thing is, it became super saturated during the GameCube era, because the GameCube had 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the Wii had 8, 9, and then the Wii U only had 10, and now the Switch has Super Mario Party.
But I do feel that this particular Mario Party version, maybe because I played it the most, but it was the most simplest version of the game. It was literally a board. You played around the board. There are certain moves and stuff and battle games and to make it a bit more interesting than just playing a board game with your mates in the lounge. But it was a very simple representation of the concept.
I think it was more than the original, but didn't get as complicated as some of the later ones got.
Some of the later ones, the amount of 3D and stuff that they feel the need to use and the motion, touch and all that kind of stuff.
Well, the thing is, we played a decent amount of number 2 and number 3 when I was at uni because we were cool. And given the option, they'd always seemed to opt for number 2. And yet number 3 seemed to technically have more stuff.
But I like the concept of number 2 as well, because so it had the board games, but it also had that little mini selection. That was a tree.
So you could go back and play them out. Oh yeah, I was going to say it had Minigame Land, didn't it?
Minigame Land.
So it had the tree, it had that weird minecart ride.
Yeah, where you could play through the different...
You had to beat minigames successively to continue, didn't you?
Yeah. So I don't know, it just felt quite inclusive from the mini game perspective.
There was
Like
a
you
lot
could
to do.
practice them if you really wanted to practice them, or if you just want to play for a little while, you had another option.
Yeah, because there was a weird, like, 1v1 board, wasn't there? It's like...
Yes, yeah.
And it was just like a circle.
That was a very simple... No, it wasn't it square?
Yeah.
Because then you could go through... You could cut off corners if you wanted to with...
Yeah. Like, I only just remember that whilst we were talking about, like, what was in that
They're very simple
side
colours,
area.
and you literally had a winner and a loser.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So it was, I just feel it was a lot more inclusive for if you had 4 friends, 3 friends, 2 friends, or just you.
No friends.
No friends. Wah, 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 wah.
All round, a very good game.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not a game that I could play consecutively, but it's a game that I will always go back to, and it's an easy game to play.
Yes. So this has been the big nostalgia episode on Mario Party 2.
I hope you've enjoyed it.
If you didn't catch it last week, you can go to the Abridged Big Knickers channel and watch our last episode that was on Snowboard Kids.
Please comment in the thing below if you have any questions or know about the Eternal Star board. It's all stuff we're interested in.
Yeah, anything that we missed that's interesting facts about the game, please let us know.
Missed, we know everything.
I mean, obviously there won't be anything because we know everything, but...
I've been VicStar.
I've been haddowinc. Join us next week where the topic will be Donkey Kong 64. Bye.
Bye. Bien.
Do 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 do.
Bien.
Do 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 do.
Bien.
Do 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 do.
Big nostalgia.
Yeah.
You don't really feel that
And
it's
then at
missing
the end of
anything.
Bowser Land, you get the conclusion
Yeah.
because you fight. It's just you fighting Bowser, and then the star powers you up, and you throw him into space. If I remember correctly.
And
No, you throw him up, and then he went round the world, and then he fell back down and landed on his back, which probably was not good for his posture.
No, he's an old man
He
by
didn't
now.
fix
though.
that until Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U.